Chapter 184 The Face Off. After absorbing Velgreen, reconstruction began immediately, leaving Raphael-san, who was busily working on something. I teleported to the lone airship floating in the sky. The vessel was cruising at supersonic speed, far beyond its normal limits. While I could have caught up at any time, the issue of the rat demanded immediate attention. It was better to deal with that threat swiftly. Given the intense battle that had just occurred aboard, the fact that the airship could still fly was a miracle in itself. The demons who had arrived before me knelt in reverence upon seeing me. The signs of battle had been erased so thoroughly that at a glance the airship looked pristine, its damage repaired with care and precision. But with my appraising eyes, I noticed a remarkable change in demons' power levels. Their very existence had evolved, likely the result of a forced evolution. The magical turbulence that lingered before was now completely stabilized. They had grown. That much was clear. More importantly, they were alive. I breathed a sigh of relief. Good work, everyone. I'm glad you're all safe. We are unworthy of your praise. By your command, Rimuru-sama, we survived and grew stronger. All of them bowed deeply. Huh? I mean, sure, I told them not to die, but I didn't tell them to push themselves to the brink just to survive and evolve. What are they, a race of pathomaniacs? Apparently, I had been unknowingly cast in the role of some tyrannical master who demanded insane levels of performance. Ah, yeah. Well, in any case, I'm just glad you're all okay. The demons looked genuinely pleased with my words. I figured I'd reflect on this misunderstanding later. For now, there was a crisis to handle. I reset my focus and asked, What's the status of the rat? Fufu. He has just arrived at the transfer device. Now was the time to act. I considered killing the rat and extracting his memories, but it wouldn't be easy. High-level beings have significant soul defenses, and memory extraction becomes nearly impossible, especially if they possess ultimate skills. Even if only a fragment of military uniform's abilities had been stolen, referring to Kondo, it was proof that this enemy was dangerous. To break through the spatial interference barrier maintained by 600 greater demons, definitely not someone we could ignore. Our initial plan was still viable. Use the Emperor as bait to lure out the true puppet master and strike them down at the source. And I had to keep my promise to free Emperor Rudra. He won't escape, right? Kufufu, not a chance. Good. With my objective set, I gave the order. Let's clean this up. Meanwhile, Vega, currently disguised as Gradin, activated the transfer device while pretending to protect Emperor Rudra. He turned to the remaining elite mages and Major General Shamdi. I'll go on ahead. You all escape as fast as you can. Leaving behind those empty words, Vega transported himself and Rudra to the Imperial capital, then destroyed the device to sever the connection. The glowing, intricate magic circle shattered under the force of his power. This effectively cut off the demon's ability to pursue him. Those left behind would be slaughtered, but that didn't matter to Vega. He exhaled slowly, a twisted grin spreading across his face. Vega was confident. He recalled the demons who had easily eliminated Gradin and stood toe-to-toe with Kondo and Damrada. They were monsters, far beyond anything he could currently handle. Even though he had reached the peak of human strength as a sage, these enemies were on another level. They'll see, I'll surpass them all. Just watch me. Suppressing his fury, he completed the task, delivering Rudra to the designated location. You took your time, Vega. Is the Emperor safe? The voice came from the throne. Sitting casually in the Emperor's seat was a boy with black hair and eyes, a native Japanese appearance. It was none other than Kagurazaka Yuki. Standing behind him was a beautiful woman with a stoic expression, Chloe Oval, the strongest hero. She looked indifferent, her presence devoid of emotion. Clearly, she was following orders under a binding contract. He's fine. Well, his mind's not all there, but he's alive. Rimuru, though, that monster shot me down hard. Yuki responded with exasperation. Do I look all right? I had to ask Chloe to resurrect me. I actually died, you know. Now she's only got one command left. Yuki went on dramatically, gesturing as he explained how Kondo and Ramrada had concealed their full strength. Then suddenly he narrowed his eyes at Vega. Ah, Vega, you're being tracked. He sighed, then placed a hand on Vega's back. A razor shot. A small fist-sized demon, Moss, reconnaissance clone, was instantly destroyed. It had been silently tailing Vega. That was close. Rimuru's subordinates are terrifyingly capable. We got careless. Don't let it happen again, Vega. Yeah, my bad. Though he looked apologetic, Vega was actually furious. He hadn't even noticed the tracking. His pride was in shambles, but his rage drowned out any self-reflection. Yuki cast a transfer spell, bringing Vega and Chloe to the capital's outskirts. A battlefield turned graveyard. The area was still smoldering from the Crimson Purge, where Velgrind had decimated Yuki's elites. Here, the dead and near dead were gathered. Raw materials for the spell Armageddon, which would summon the angel army. Individually, the angels were B plus rank, no threat to Rimaru's side, but in sheer numbers, they'd be a force to reckon with. Yuki had decided to break the final taboo, use Emperor Rudra himself to incarnate the angels via the ultimate skill, Justice King Michael. Just as Yuki was preparing to proceed, what is this place? What happened to the battle? Rudra steered, groggy, but slowly awakening. Yuki and Chloe hid as Vega, still pretending to be Gradin, knelt and began explaining. The army has fallen, and Kondo and Damrada are still fighting. I escaped with you, your majesty. What? Are they still engaged in battle? Yes, your majesty. We must act quickly to save them. Very well, I shall summon the angels. Prepare the ritual. A smile crept across Vega's face. It was all going according to plan. But that smugness was short-lived. Oh my, that one too. A beautiful voice echoed in the air. Vega turned pale. No, it can't be. Hey, you, ruining my fun, are you? Your life isn't enough to make up for it, so scream for me. From behind him, a muzzle pressed against his helmet. Wait, resentment, fear. Cursed prison of agony and terror. A single gunshot, magic-infused, laced with soul-devouring malice. Vega's body rotted from the inside, his soul trapped in a prison of eternal torture. He didn't even have time to scream. The oversized pistol, fired by Carrera, delivered a blend of anti-personal magic and mind-break curses. It was an enhanced version of the one Kondo had once wielded. Vega was obliterated, body, mind, and soul. Yikes. No negotiations, no explanations, just immediate execution. Classic Carrera. Another demon to never ever make angry. Between her and Testarossa, they're absolutely terrifying. At least Diablo's got some gentlemanly restraint. Ultima, thank the heavens, she's calm and composed. She gives off refined energy. Her subordinates even call her Ojo-sama. Maybe she's even royalty among demons. Anyway, back to reality. I gave permission for them to deal with the Emperor and the rat. Carrera took care of Vega, and that left one more, the mastermind. Ultima had been excited to take on that job and had personally asked for it. So now the one left for me to face was Yuki. I turned toward the shadows. Come on out. I know you're there, Yuki. Yuki emerged, smiling like an old friend dropping by for a chat. Heh, can't hide from you, huh? As expected of Rimuru-san. Glad to see you're still kicking. Got any last words before you die? Haha, going straight for the kill, eh? But you think I'll die that easily? Not really, but if you stopped here, maybe I could just seal you away. You'd lose your freedom, but you'd live. So naive. Still the same all goody two-shoes, huh? But don't think you've won. Yeah, I figured as much. I never truly expected him to surrender. Still, I had to try, for Chloe's sake. If he issued one last command using his authority over her, things could spiral out of control. But now there was no going back. We faced each other. The final battle began. End of chapter 184.